If in oneself there is still a sense of shame and fear to do something good, it is a guarantee for that person is not going to the meeting he had with the progress of a single step. People who manage to take advantage of the mistakes that he did, and will try again to perform in a different way. The real threat is actually not when the computer begins to think like a human, but when humans begin to think like computers. Learn from the mistakes of others. You cannot live long enough to do all the fault itself. If people hold on to the belief, then there goes skepticism. However, if people have already started to hold on to skepticism, then there goes the belief. Because humans will love him, being saved him disgrace for himself, does not seem real to him though. The outlook despite how small the amount. The absence kia kinanla that makes people afraid to face challenges, and I believe in myself. Our greatest pride is not never fail, but bounced back every time we fall. Be the man who at birth everyone laughing happily, but only you yourself were crying in the death of all the sad cry, but only you yourself smiling. We will not never know how big the love of our parents, until we become parents. The most important thing to do in this world is to get the food, beverage and someone who loves you. Ove looks through a telescope, being jealous, looking through a microscope. After researching loved ones and those who are not loved, we find loved ones rarely try to deceive others. Where there is great love, there are always miracles. Better mistaken love than never at all felt love. Overcome demon named love. When you're sitting with a pretty girl for 2 hours, you feel it's just a minute. But when you're sitting on top of the fireplace, stove, you find that 2 hours. That is what is called the law of relativity. Love is formed by one soul inhabited by two sport. Thousands of candles can be lit by a single candle, and the candle will not be short-lived. Happiness will not be reduced even if every moment divided. Hatred does not cease by hatred would again, only by love. This is the eternal rule. The way toward true love will never smooth. In dreams and in love, there is no such thing as impossibility. Do I love you because you are beautiful, or are you beautiful because I love you? It's the best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or touched. They must be felt with the heart. The way to be ahead is getting started now. If you start now, next year you will see many things that are now unknown, and you will not know the time of your forward if waiting. A good example is the best advice. If we serve, then life will be more meaningful. The best part of one's life are good deeds and love that no one else knows. True friend is the one who grabs your hand and touches your heart. Many failures in life because people do not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Love and cough together cannot be hidden. If you love someone, let it go, because if he returns, he will be yours. But if he does not come back, he never be yours. Love never be known depth to feel the hours of separation. Life without love is like a tree without flowers and fruits. Where there is love, there is no life. No unhappiness in life, except to love and be loved. If you want to be loved, love and be a person who can be loved. Love is absolute loyalty. People fade, looks fade, but loyalty never fades. You can depend on certain people. You start to love not because finding a perfect person, but by seeing the perfectly imperfect. When you're in love, you cannot fall asleep because reality is finally obviously than the dream. Be firm as a rock that is not dotted or hit by the waves. He not only stood firm, even he pacify anger waves and waves. We see it like a rainbow happiness, never was above our heads alone, but always be on top of other people's heads. Glass, porcelain and good name, is something easy once broken, that cannot be reattached without leaving visible scars. Mercy often come to us in the form of pain, loss and disappointment, but if we are patient, we soon will see its original form. We pray that the distress and in need of something, it should we also pray in great excitement and currently abundant sustenance. Everyone does not need to be ashamed of never making mistakes, as long as he became more thoughtful than before. Do not put off what you should do today. Delaying only makes you behind. You don't want to get stuck in a rut where you are going to class during the day, studying, and going to sleep. Even you think you don't have enough time, just do something. Push yourself to study because no one else can do it for you. There is no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. National examination is not a barrier for you. But, it is the gate that had to go through after facing a long journey for 3 years. After graduating from senior high school, You should choose the specific way to make your life be better than others. By choosing your favorite college and studying hard, you will get your dream come true. Keep your spirit. Your life is never taken by others, so choose your way and get it as fast as you can. You are the only one who can change you, not others. So choose your college and study hard. You parents are your best motivation. When you feel tired, think them, and let's get up from your laziness. Wherever your college, you are the one who can change your personality and your future. The best way to be the one who study at your favorite college is study hard and pray to the God. Motivate yourself to make you become the student of your favorite college. Don't follow others, just follow your heart. Choose the college, study hard, and pray to the God. Where focus goes, energy flows. Your life is as good as your mindset. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. We will never know the real answer before we try. Sometimes life doesn't give you what you want, not because you don't deserve it, but because you deserve so much more. Life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Your life isn't yours if you always care what others think. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness, bad days give experiences, worst day give lessons, and best day give memories. So many people who love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. Don't be afraid of being different, be afraid of being the same as everyone else. Loving yourself starts with liking yourself, which starts with respecting yourself, which starts with thinking of yourself in positive ways. If you live for people's acceptance, you will die from their rejection. You're yourself, not theirs or anyone else. Love yourself instead of loving the idea of other people loving you. It's an impossibility to be perfect, but it's possible to do the best. We have certainly created man in the best of stature. Loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity. I am mine before I am ever anyone else's. A best friend is like a rare diamond. It is hard to find and lucky to have. One friend who understands your tears is more valuable than 1,000 friends who only know your smile. Walking with a friend in the dark is truly better than walking alone in the place full of light. Our life is very difficult, but there are millions of more difficult life out there. A strong hope can make your dreams come true. The most important thing to do in this world is to get the food, beverage and someone who loves you. Love looks through a telescope, being jealous, looking through a microscope. Better mistaken love than never at all felt love. The way. True love will never smooth. In dreams and in love, there is no such thing as impossibility. Do I love you because you are beautiful, or are you beautiful because I love you? It's the best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or touched. They must be felt with the heart. If we serve, then life will be more meaningful. The best part of one's life are good deeds and love that no one else knows. True friend is the one who grabs your hand and touches your heart. Love never be known depth to, feel, the hours of separation. Life without love is like a tree without flowers and fruits. Push yourself to study because no one else can do it for you. There is no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. You parents are your best motivation. When you feel tired, think them, and let's get up from your laziness. We will never know the real answer before we try. Your life is as good as your mindset. Sometimes life doesn't give you what you want, not because you don't deserve it, but because you deserve so much more. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Your life isn't yours if you always care what others think. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. You can never plan the future by the past. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness, bad days give experiences, worst day give lessons, and best day give memories. Love does not begin and end the way we seem to think it does. Love is a battle, love is a war, love is a growing up. Each time you love as deeply as if it were forever only. Nothing is eternal. Love is never lost. If not reciprocated, it will flow back and soften and purify the heart. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Love is when imperfection being perfection. Love is like the wind, you can't see it, but you can feel it. When you know why you like someone, it's a crush. When you have no reason or explanation, it's love. When love feels like magic, you call it destiny. When destiny has a sense of humor, you call it serendipity. 100 hearts would be too few to carry all my love for you. If you ask me how much I love you, I won't say anything. I'll just take your hand, Fill the gaps between your fingers and hold on to you until all your doubts are gone. Nobody can make you feel inferior without our permission. Take into account that great love and great achievements involve great risk. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Singleness of purpose is one of the chief essentials for success in life, no matter what may be one's aim. You can never plan the future by the past. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Nothing that you have not given away will ever be really yours. Live life to the fullest, and focus on the positive. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. When a thing is done, it's done. Don't look back. Look forward to your next objective. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. Use what talents you possess. The woods would be very silent if no birds sang there except those that the best. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. The only disability in life is a bad attitude. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. What we think determines what happens to us, so if we want to change our lives, we need to stretch our minds. Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. There are three constants in life: change, choice and principles. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them, that only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Only a life lived for others is life worthwhile. God gave us the gift of life, it is up to us to give ourselves the gift of living well. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. Once you say you're going to settle for second, that's what happens to you in life. When life is too easy for us, we must beware, or we may not be ready to meet the blows which sooner or later come to everyone, rich or poor. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. We have always held to the hope, the belief, the conviction that there is a better life, a better world, beyond the horizon. Life is a daring adventure or nothing at all. Each life is made up of mistakes and learning, waiting and growing, practicing patience and being persistent. The secret of success is learning how to use pain and pleasure instead of having pain and pleasure use you. If you do that, you're in control of your life. If you don't, life controls you. Life takes on meaning when you become motivated, set goals and charge after them in an unstoppable manner. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. Being priority on your own life and self-love are the two best things you have to do. Every one of us needs to show how much we care for each other and, in the process, care for ourselves. The more you love yourself, the less nonsense you'll tolerate. Forget where you belong is worst. Love yourself first. The more we love ourselves, the more we blossom into the greatest versions of ourselves. Self-love has connected into self-confidence, love, and lucky in our life. You should have won boundaries to know that you love yourself. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself and to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary. No one is going to love you if you don't love yourself. Put yourself first as a priority in life. Not others. Before anything else, find yourself. Be yourself. And love yourself. Make yourself a priority once in a while. It's not selfish. It's necessary. Blame yourself for whatever happens in your life is just as worse to stab yourself. You owe yourself the love that you so freely give to other people. Loving yourself would bring your happiness. Self-love is most important affirmations that you should have. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Nobody can make you happy until you're happy with yourself. Having our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing we can ever do. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan but never the goal. Your biggest weakness is when you give up and your greatest power is when you try one more time. You need to stop trying to change who you are and just make who you are better for your future. If we never try, we will never know. You must pass the bad days first to get the best day in the future. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. Dreams don't work unless you do. Failures are your best teacher. Learn from them. Make your dream as aim. Don't make your aim as dream. If opportunity does not come to you, then create it. When you want to give up, look it back and then see how far you have climbed to reach your goals. If plan A didn't work, the alphabet still has 25 more letters. Every new day is another chance to change your life. Do your best at every opportunity that you have. Success is an achievement that comes after the failures. Do your best at every opportunity that you have. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life for your success. Do what's right, not what's easy. If you are born into poverty, it's not your fault. But if you die in poverty, it's being an absolute mistake you have made. Failure is a delayed victory. Don't give up because giving up means no victory. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. Success and failure are both part of life. Both are not permanent. Never regrets being a good person to the wrong people. Your behavior says everything about you, and their behavior says enough about them. There are three constants in life: change, choice and principles. Once you say you're going to settle for second, that's what happens to you in life. Life takes on meaning when you become motivated, set goals and charge after them in an unstoppable manner. Patience with small details makes perfect a large work. Like the universe, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. God's plan is always more beautiful than our desire. No one can change the past, but everyone has a power to change the future. The difficulties behind it must be easy. Continue. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. If you want to get something that you never own, you must do something that you never done before. A best friend is the person who knows all about your badness, but still likes you. True friends stand you in the front. Do not expect your friends to be perfect people for you. But, help them to be a perfect person, because that is the meaning of true friendship. A single rose can be my garden and a single friend, my world. True friend not only accept who you are, but also help you become who you should be. You've got to dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. Never regret a day in your life. Good days bring you happiness and bad days give you experience. Time is what we want most and what we use worst. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. You can either experience the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The choice is yours. Words can inspire, thoughts can provoke, But only action truly brings you closer to your dreams. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Be strong enough to let go and wise enough to wait for what you deserve. Time is what we want most and what we use worst. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. You can either experience the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The choice is yours. Impossible is just an opinion. Don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. People who manage to take advantage of the mistakes that he did, and will try again to perform in a different way. The real threat is actually not when the computer begins to think like a human, but when humans begin to think like computers.